I'm Adam Maness.
And I'm Peter Martin.
And you're listening to the You'll Hear It podcast.
Daily jazz advice coming at you.
That's right. What do we got coming at us today?
Well, today we're going to get tactical for, this would seem for the young jazz players out there, but this is really for everybody. This is for the youngins, the mediums, the grandpas and grandmas, anybody. Mm-hmm. We're giving you 7 social media tips for the modern jazz musician.
Little Snapchat advice is what we're talking about?
We're going to drop a little SC, you know what I'm saying? A little IG, what's up?
IG, little FB, little twit.
Twite. Exactly. Twitch.
Twitch.
Are you on Twitch?
Well, I don't even know what Twitch is.
Twitch is a social media platform for gamers.
I ain't got time for all that, man. Come on. I seriously don't have. So my video game story is that when I was a child, into like beginning of high school, I played like a full-time job, like 40 hours a week of video games. Yeah. I mean, I loved video games.
Yeah.
And there was a point where it's like, okay, I can either be a piano player or I can play video games.
Right.
I didn't there at the time, by the way, there was no professional video gamers.
Of course.
Like
so that was
now.
Yeah.
So that wasn't an option.
I mean, being a jazz musician is not a great
great
vocational idea, but at least it existed. Whereas you tell your parents, I'm going to be a gamer. Yeah.
There was no examples of that. Yeah.
Now you can totally be one.
No, so I don't allow myself to have, like, my poor kids, you know, they want like a Wii or something. And I'm like,
right.
We can't have it in the house because dad's addicted.
I know. I love video games, but I was the same way. At a certain point, I'm just like, so some people are like, oh, you don't like video games? You don't play? I was like, no, I don't play, but I love them.
I love them too much.
I love chocolate cake, but I don't eat it all day.
I like heroin too, but you wouldn't see me like.
Hey, whoa.
No, not really. Gotta get. So what was that? What was that? Social media?
That's right.
Stitcher? No.
Stitcher. Scratcher. Arm scratcher. All right. So 7 social media tips. So what I was thinking about with this is that I know a lot of the purists out there are going to be like, I don't want to be on social media. That has nothing to do with jazz. Social media is anti-jazz because like social media is all about little short bursts of inauthentic, conversations, and that can be.
I know some jazz that's all about the short bursts.
Exactly. Yeah. So maybe there's a little more connection there. No, but what I thought it would be nice would be that we would talk about, and I want to use some examples of some really great jazz players that are leveraging social media. Because I mean, to me, social media, it's like Twitter or Facebook. It's just like a telephone or a television or a pod. It's just a medium.
Yeah.
So it's kind of what we do with it. But the realities, I think, of the modern kind of musical marketing world for most people, unless you're like Keith Jarrett or something, is that you need to, you not necessarily need, but you may want to be able to kind of reach out to your fans, your fellow musicians, to your people through these mediums. And I think that there's some wonderful things. And, we've both been involved in some things separately and with Open Studio, some really magical moments kind of through social media.
Yeah.
So these are kind of tips, sort of best practices, maybe some ideas for folks.
It's great.
Okay, so number 1 is
listen.
Now I know what you're thinking.
That doesn't make any sense, man.
No, but check this out. I'm going to break it down for you. You ready? Okay. Social media. So many people are like, okay, I gotta do Twitter, so I got a gig coming up, so I'm gonna blast out about come to my gig. I'm gonna Instagram. They look at social media as a megaphone, as a talking platform, but you can listen on social media, and I think that's a great place to start, especially if you're playing around with or experimenting with a new channel. So say you're like, okay, I'm interested in Twitter. Instead of just signing up for an account and immediately saying, hello world, I am here. I am Peter Martin. What's going on? No, don't even ask a question.
Yeah.
No listening. Before you do any of that, a little bit of lurking would be good. Follow some people that you're interested in, first of all, on that platform and see what they're saying. And then just follow some people that are kind of maybe they suggest to you or whatever, and just do some listening first. Just like, it's like if you walk into a dinner party, do you have to be the one that, hey, what's up, everybody? Look at me. Yeah.
Well, you have to be, but no.
Oh, whoa. It's already shady in the podcast. Yeah, but a little bit of listening isn't going to kill you. So that's number 1.
Totally.
Because social media is not just for talking; it's for listening too. All right, number 2.
Sorry, I was listening. Number 2 is to be authentic. I think this is just great advice in general.
Yeah.
To be as
These
authentic.
tips may just work for life as well.
Yeah. Yeah, this is Be Authentic. And you put here, which I think is great, that Sean Jones is a great example.
Yes.
I think that's totally true.
Follow Sean Jones, especially on his Instagram.
Yeah.
Check him out there.
Yeah. I would also put like Robert Glasper in this category, too, who tweets some sometimes controversial things. But
it's him.
It's him, and his fans love him for that. I think it's an important part of any sort of, I mean, at the end of the day, we're in the entertainment industry, but I think as an entertainer, any sort of authenticity goes a long way with developing your presence.
Unless you're a jerk, then do not be authentic, because no one likes a jerk.
But jerks don't know they're jerks. That's the problem.
That's true. So then you can be authentic, and you're going to get some brushback. You know, there's one particular Twitter account that has many followers I'm thinking of right now.
Whoa.
Yeah, hello. But
rather famous one.
Yeah, not in the jazz world.
Yeah.
No, but that's the thing. I mean, be authentic no matter what it is, because I think that first of all, you're going to be able to sort of foster relationships that way that are a lot easier. I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't have time for social media, but in a way, and I understand that, but you're going to have most people have time for some kind of conversations or socialization around particular subjects with other people.
Sure.
So I think sometimes people think I don't have time, meaning like I have to put on airs, I have to like put on makeup and a special wig before I take my picture and all that. And I would just say that you know, just to be yourself and sort of speak freely, it doesn't necessarily take a lot of time. And so the authenticity part of it will actually save you time, because it's a lot easier just to sort of be yourself.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it that much.
Okay.
That's right.
And then along with that, for number 3, I would say, you know, don't be afraid to share things that don't have anything to do with music. You know, it's not just about like, I've got this gig coming up and posting it and like ask all the time, or like, check out my new track, I'm so great, check out my solo. You know, share something about, you know, different things. Like I'm always putting up stuff, and I mean, sometimes people aren't interested, but that's fine, because I'm just trying to be authentic about hobbies. I'm into basketball, I'm into, you know, my family, I'm into traveling, I'm into running and different things. And then the nice thing about that is you'll start to make connections with people beyond just the music. So I started posting different like vlogs and just little videos about running, because I was really getting into that. And then I started connecting with other jazz musicians that I didn't even know were runners.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I even started meeting some of them on the road and just other people and going for runs, or like they would suggest different things. So it's a great way to connect in ways that are still us and authentically
There's
us.
a little jazz running community now.
I mean, we got, you know, look, we got a little hashtag jazz runners.
Nice.
On plan.
We need to get some jazz tennis players going on for me. I
Exactly.
I get on that. All right.
Yeah, we got to get your IG stories on the tennis court.
So number 4, we have connect with musicians around the world before traveling around the world. I mean, this is what social media is so good at. I feel like social media has some negative aspects on some things, especially famous Twitter accounts.
Yeah.
But in a lot of ways, this is what has been incredible about social media, and we take it for granted every day. I mean, you remember what things were like in 1995.
Oh man.
To connect with someone around the world was you had to go there.
Sending you a telegram, ...
Yeah.
I will be coming, ... Oh, that was
or call
65.
them for $28. You know what I mean? So you can actually connect with, and we're so lucky here at Open Studio that we get. I mean, I answer messages on our social media, on our Facebook page, and on from email and on YouTube from musicians, pianists around the world connecting with us, saying like, hey, we like your podcast, we like your lessons, you know, asking like nerdy questions that I love to talk about, and I've learned so much from them.
It's a real community.
It's a real community, and actually, you know, now that I've have that social media presence and I've met all these people around the world, when I travel to these places, I have folks that I can like reach out to, and I know you do the same thing. It's great. Yeah,
no, I think it's great, and it's also a way. Like I'll use it sometimes if I'm going, especially if it's going somewhere for the first time. Like I'm doing a short tour in Kenya next month. Is it next month or November? Soon. And so I've been looking. There's actually a pianist that I know just because he's kind of followed me, and I followed him back a couple years ago, and I've always kind of, you know, vaguely seen his things, and he's reached out to me before. And so I've been kind of following him on what the jazz scene is there in Nairobi, so that I'll kind of be prepared, which is cool. I mean, not just that like go to the official tourism board website or whatever, but like some connections with people, kind of find out about some gigs, what the scene is like there, because there's all these great regional things, and it kind of gives you a nice, authentic, if everyone's being authentic, hopefully on the platforms, but an authentic kind of view behind the scenes before you get there.
That's so great.
Yeah.
So number 5?
Number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yeah. So this is just, post your music. Don't be afraid to do that. I mean, talk about all the things, be authentic, listen, but also, people that start to follow you, your fans, and I mean, that's what don't be afraid to call them your fans. That's what they are. They want to hear you play. And there's so much stuff being posted of gigs that's kind of low quality, like the video and audio.
Oh, man.
And that's fine. Like, I'm not one of these ones that's like, put away your phones or I'm not going to play, because, it's people are excited. And I mean, I have my own views on, like, when I go to a show, I kind of, it gets a little bit jarring, like when there's like a lot of phones up and you're like, are you looking at the real thing or are you planning for, there's that whole thing. But if people want to film, if it's not obtrusive, I think I'm flattered by that in a way. Yeah. The problem is if there's only those kind of videos, and look, most people, even if they have the latest Samsung or iPhone or whatever, they're holding it wrong, they got their finger over the mic, they're not professional. Yeah, they're not professional videographers. I mean, it's amazing the quality you can get by just kind of throwing it up there. But then, that's why I think it's on us to put up really good quality stuff for free, and don't be like, well, people aren't paying for it. You'll have something at some point that will require payment, and then people, if they see quality stuff of yours, will become your fans, and they'll be looking for a reason to buy your stuff.
It's true.
So go ahead and, even if you don't have that yet, don't be like, should I post this or not? No, put some quality stuff up, because other people, as your profile rises, are going to be putting stuff up. So it's nice to be able to control a little bit of that narrative of what you're doing. If you're working on something, see if you can, I mean, do the best quality you can. Maybe it's just putting up the iPhone, but you're putting it up in a little bit more controlled environment, and get your stuff out there. I mean, that's the beauty of it.
So speaking of stuff that's out there,
yeah,
and lessons that are on social media.
Yep.
What time it is?
It is. Whoa, I like it. I'm still getting used to it, but I like it.
Yeah. So as you know, the You'll Hear podcast is brought to you by Open Studio. Mm-hmm. And here at Open Studio, we do provide jazz lessons
from jazz legends.
Out of your mouth.
That's right. Yeah. No, but it really is. I mean, Christian McBride, Diane Reeves, Sean Jones, Peter Sprague. These are legendary players, yet legendary artists, and the highest caliber teachers. That's what we're all about. So if you've been on YouTube and you're watching the instructional stuff there, and look, there's some good stuff on there. There's some nice folks, some good quality things. But if you don't have a whole lot of time and you get tired of like 1 out of 10 or 1 out of 15 videos giving you value, come over with us. Yeah. And we have a little thing called the All Access Pass. And what that's going to give you is access to every single lesson on the site. And this is starting at just $20 a month when you pay annually. And, what you're going to be able to do is to get right to the real deal. You're going to be learning from the pros at Open Studio, and there's no fluff. There's a lot of fun. There's a lot of inspiration. We're going to have all the questions answered for you. If there's a question that one of our videos doesn't answer, we will find it and we will have somebody answer it. And so what this is for when you're ready to step up your game for your own personal practice, and you want to really leverage the time that you have to practice with the highest quality content, no ads, no fluff, no 700-pound 7-year-olds in their basement making videos that trick you on YouTube or anything like that.
Yeah, the closest thing you'll get to an ad on the lessons is us talking about this on the free podcast.
That's right.
But one of the things we're passionate about here is all this content. I mean, we not only have the paid lessons, but with that you get access to the exclusive Facebook group. You get access to us. We're here all the time, answering students' questions and being sort of drivers of a community. And I think that's the important part about Open Studio. So yeah.
So come for jazz lessons from jazz legends at Open Studio.
Let's check out this nice Peter Martin solo here. Love the solo.
Whoa.
It's good, man. I appreciate you allowing some 442s action here.
Man, it's so great for our little segment there between 5 and 6. I'm starting to acclimate and attune and align to it.
Yeah.
All right. So number 6, we're back. Number 6 on our 7 social media tips for the modern jazz musician.
And we're back.
is I love this one. This is discover and promote others. So like as you're listening, keeping your ears open and kind of looking around on these channels, you're going to discover some new young talent or some new old talent or some new middle-aged talent. It doesn't matter.
Why'd you point at me when you said old talent?
No. I was just going around. Shout out YouTube. No, but I mean, it just takes a little bit to, give somebody else a little bit of love, promote somebody else's stuff so that when you go to and need to have your stuff promoted, they'll be willing to do that. But it's also just kind of like a pay it forward type of thing.
Yeah.
And I think the social media, it can be such a great thing. Like, as you said before, there's so many negative things going on. There's the bullying and all that. So what we're trying to do, as opposed to say we're going to ban social media or we're going to run away from it, we're going to kill them with kindness, and we're going to turn it into a positive thing. And I think, the whole thing of being authentic on this as you help to promote others is such a big part of our music. I mean, being a great jazz musician, you already have to be authentic. So bring that same spirit in here, help your brother out or your sister, and it's all good.
I love that one, man.
Yeah.
All right, so number 7, our final one is be a positive, helpful member of the global jazz world. Don't be negative. Don't be a bitter bully.
Right, yeah.
Do we know any bitter bullies on social media?
I get on Twitter. I don't know. No, but I mean, the thing with this, now, occasionally I've seen this even in the jazz world. And now, look, if this is authentic, if you're feeling bitter and negative and that's the authentic you, then maybe I guess you do that. That's fine. But remember that, like, your fans, and this is really, what we're trying to present here is tips for you as a musician. So there's kind of a professional level to this, how you want to do as opposed to a personal thing. And I think it's important for us, like, we are entertainers and we're supposed to be entertaining. It doesn't mean we're tap dancing for everyone at all times, but I think we do have a responsibility to focus in on the positive parts of our music and our art and our lives, and nobody wants to you don't want to be that person that is just like, oh, everything is so down, I lost my gig, and how come nobody will hire me and stuff.
Yeah, I have a couple of thoughts of why, maybe. Post on
Debbie
Facebook
Downer.
every day about why people won't hire you.
Yeah. So maybe it's not, and look, these are just tips, I mean, these are not rules.
Yeah.
But I think it's, try to keep, it's okay to be negative, but keep that off the social media if possible.
Yeah.
How's that?
Well, this is great. I like this episode.
Sorry, I didn't mean to end up so dogmatic.
No, I like the dogmatic stuff. I learned some stuff today.
Good.
Just saying.
Good. So in that, along there, how can people reach us via social media?
The best way is to go to you'llhearit.com. Now, that is a website on the internet.
That's not really social media. That's okay.
But you can actually reach out to us via Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can reach out at Hey Open Studio.
Yep. Hey Open Studio.
It's just hey spelled the normal way, folks.
Sorry.
Don't listen.
But you know what? You could hashtag it. You'll hear it.
You could hashtag.
We've had some people hashtagging. You'll hear it.
I love the hashtag.
I'm all about the hashtag.
What's great about the hashtag You'll Hear It is when you check the hashtag, then occasionally you'll see like it'll be like something completely off topic. Like hashtag
exactly.
You'll Hear It. But
right. I think they're saying the same thing about us.
Probably. They're like, what is that?
Yeah.
But you can also go to you'llhearit.com. You can leave us a voicemail. You can leave us a message there. You can buy one of our You'll Hear It t-shirts.
You can hit us up on Facebook. The Open Studio community there is also Hey Open Studio. Facebook.com/Hey Open Studio.
That's a big community we got going on.
That's a big community, but you can come see what's happening there.
Totally.
Instagram, we've been having we have, one of our team members here.
Shout out to the Silver Fox.
That's right. Oh, is it Silver Fox or is that Rachel? It's both.
Oh, is it both?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
And I do a little bit on the Open Studio Instagram.
Right on.
I always feel, Instagram, I think, and this could have been one of our tips. This will be a little bonus tips. And this is something I learned from Sean Jones, especially, and some other great practitioners of social media. And that is that, learn about the platforms too. Listen,
totally.
Not only to people in the community, but just listen to people. Like, don't go on Instagram acting like you're on Twitter. Like, Instagram is about great pictures. So I'm saying don't. Look, see, there I go again. Getting kind of dogmatic,
yeah.
But I mean, that's a good place to
Well, I think what you could say is find the right platform for you. You were talking about time or whatever. Maybe just pick one social media outlet to do your professional social media on.
Yeah.
Whatever suits your personality best.
Right.
If you love taking pictures, if you look good,
right? That's right.
Maybe Instagram. If you're super witty, maybe Twitter.
That's right.
If you're me and just bored with it, just stay on Facebook.
Best of both worlds.
That's right.
All right. Well,
You'll Hear It.